What's up, YouTube? It's been a minute. My name's Lucas and I'm exploring the country, living in my Honda Civic. So it's been about 3 or 4 weeks since I left Big Bend National Park. I've got a whole video on that. Go check that out if you haven't seen it already. But yeah, ever since then I've been here in El Paso. I'm at this little rest stop off the highway here, so it's a little bit loud, but there's a gorgeous view here. I've come here a few times over the last few weeks to watch the sunset, and it never disappoints. Let me get back in my car here where it's a little bit quieter. Yeah, so for my short time here, El Paso has been a beautiful city. The climate here is incredible. The sky is basically always blue. Literally in almost a month that I've been here, we've had 2 cloudy days. I've spent most of the last 6 years or so in Syracuse, New York, where it's basically always overcast. And just seeing this blue sky day in, day out has just been phenomenal. You know, it's crazy. I've been in Texas for the last 2 months now. It was 2 months ago that I got to Houston, and since then I've made my way all the way across the state. I've been pretty much living here, living in my car, and now I'm just about to leave. There it is. Goodbye, Texas, and hello, New Mexico. Tonight I'm starting my journey up to Salt Lake City, where I'm gonna be doing some fun stuff up there, but I'm not gonna get into that just yet. We'll get there when we get there. I'm gonna be heading up through New Mexico and southern Utah, a little bit of Arizona also, visiting a bunch of places on the way. It should be really interesting. So in this video, I'm gonna be checking out my first stop along the way, White Sands National Park. It's a much smaller national park than Big Bend was. I should be able to explore the whole thing in a day. I'm gonna be getting there tomorrow, and I'm spending the night at either a Walmart or a Planet Fitness along the way. So White Sands was originally designated as a national monument in 1933, and it wasn't reclassified into a national park until 2019. And so what I'm noticing is that a lot of the signs like referring to it still call it a national monument, even though it's actually a national park now. The White Sands National Park is also completely surrounded on all sides by the White Sands Missile Range. I'm still about 25 miles from the entrance to the park, but I'm driving pretty much straight through the Missile Range. I'm on US 70 here, and it cuts right through the center pretty much. And so all this area around me is restricted access, do not enter type of stuff. Well, here I am in the White Sands. Wow. This is weird. This looks nothing like where I was just right on the other side of this hill. So this trail is called the Dune Life Nature Trail. And I guess my understanding is that this is where most of the wildlife and stuff can be found in the park. And so I'm supposed to be looking for tracks and stuff from wild animals. Maybe I'll even see some wild animals. What's this sand feel like? Oh yeah, look at that. It's really, really dry. Got people sledding and stuff. Oh, that looks like fun. I'm too much of a cheapskate to buy a sled though. Oh, this is so cool. Never seen anything like this. Gotta say, the trail got a little bit confusing over there. There is one path that you're supposed to follow, but there were footprints kind of going in every which way. So I think I lost the trail a little bit, but I definitely got it back here. I'm very surprised too by the amount of plants and stuff that are growing here. Right out of the sand, just like that. Can't imagine this thing gets very much water at all. And so the reason the sand is white in this area is because of gypsum deposits that over time eroded down from the surrounding mountains and eventually found their way here into this lake basin. So yeah, this is a 275 square mile gypsum deposit. I believe it's even the biggest one in the world. Now the next trail that I'm going to be hiking is going to be way farther out into the dunes, into the white sands. But as of right now, I'm right on the edge here. This is pretty much where the gypsum deposit ends. This is going to be pretty steep to go down. Honestly, going down a sand dune like that, it's kind of fun. Be a little bit more fun with a sled, but it is what it is. That was a cool start. So next up here, I'm gonna be driving this little loop road that goes through the sand. At some point here, we're gonna be getting off the pavement and we're actually gonna be driving on the sand. And then once we go around that loop, I'm gonna be hiking one more trail that goes way off into the dunes. Some of it's wet. I'm not sure why that is. Yeah, so I'm really in the middle of the white sands now. Today's not a very windy day, but I was reading this. Sometimes the wind can pick up so much that it becomes pretty much impossible to even come out here and hike or even drive through the park because the sand blows around everywhere and it makes it so you can't even see 2 feet in front of you. As beautiful as this is, if I could only see like this area around me and nothing beyond, I mean, that would be super dangerous. Everything would just be white. And I mean, they've got these, the bright colored trail markers to help you find the trail and stuff, but if the conditions are bad enough, there's no way you'd be able to see those. They're separated too far apart. Like right now, this one's right here, and the next one, it's all the way down that way. I don't know if you can see it or not. In places like this, I always like to just stop sometimes. and just listen. Dude, it's so quiet. I love places like this, especially when I've been in a city for the last almost month. I mean, you can never catch a break, you know? Even in the middle of the night, you're hearing cars going by and stuff like that. And to get away from all that sometimes and just find somewhere so peaceful like this, where you're just alone with the wildlife, and even then the wildlife, you know, they're not really making any noise. Seems like they're all asleep right now, to be honest. Yeah. This is what it's all about for me. Another steep downhill here. Looks like somebody was walking barefoot through here. Maybe I should try that. I don't know, I feel like that'd be interesting. I do have some sand in my shoe too, so it wouldn't hurt to get that out while I'm at it. This is kind of cool. Yeah, the sand is pretty cold now that I'm barefoot. Don't think I've ever hiked barefoot before. This is kind of a neat experience. I'm getting closer to the car now. I'm starting to see people again. But yeah, this was a nice little loop. One last interesting thing about this place is about 60 miles that way, straight ahead, is the Trinity test site where the first nuclear bomb was ever tested and detonated. I believe that area is part of the missile range that surrounds this park. All right, well, that's White Sands National Park for you. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit the like button that directly tells YouTube that you enjoyed and that they should recommend it to more people. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more from me in the future. As I head up to Salt Lake City, I'm going to be recording a lot more videos. I'm visiting a lot more interesting places along the way. And beyond that, I appreciate you watching, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day.